Hello folks, welcome to our aquaponic unit at Case. And so basically this evening what I'm doing is that I'm planting a tray of lettuce. So these lettuce are really nice and lovely. Right? So these are about 1.5 weeks old. So I'm basically planting them now. So what we have here is a gravel bed, right? So we only have water inside this gravel. This is just water and gravel. You see? Water and gravel. So for those who may not know, an aquaponics system is an integration between two things, between plants and fish. So basically we use waste from the fish to grow these plants. So whenever the fish produces waste, that waste will stay inside the pond, inside the fish tank, and then the pump will actually pump the water through these lines. Right? So when it pumps the water through these lines now, what you have is ammonia being brought through these lines, and then you're gonna pump through the gravel bed. So there are bacteria inside here, right? So there are nitrifying and denitrifying bacteria inside this gravel bed. So what we'll do, we basically mimics the nitrogen cycle, right? So as the water passes through this gravel underneath, because the water level is 1 inch below the gravel. That is why up here is so dry. The water is 1 inch below. So as the water passes through the gravel, nitrifying bacteria inside the gravel will latch onto the ammonia that is passing through the gravel underneath, and they will convert that ammonia to nitrite. Then another set of bacteria is inside here, and no, these are beneficial bacteria, they won't harm you or anything. So denitrifying bacteria now will basically break down that nitrite to nitrate. So nitrate is the usable form of nitrogen. So that is what these lettuce is going to use to make them luscious and green. But we do other things in here like tomatoes and so forth. So tomatoes, they require a little more than just nitrogen. They require potassium, phosphorus, other secondary minerals, and trace elements as well. So the fisheries are composed of those macro and micro nutrients as well, right? So basically you'll find some amount of phosphorus, some amount of potassium inside the bed here as well. But in terms of micronutrients, it's not so much concentrated with micronutrients, right? So basically with these micronutrients, you have to supplement them. So maybe you could get some organic micronutrients and put it inside the system so that these plants can get some amount of those micronutrients. They do not require them in large amounts, so that's the best part of it. But this type of approach or setup is very sustainable, because for one, you have low input cost, meaning that there's no initial cost for any fertilizer, because we use the fish mainly to provide that source of nutrients for the plants. Also, we can be off the grid because we have a solar panel in which we connect our pump to, and that now can actually helps to lower electricity cost. So we do some amount of rainwater harvesting as well. So whenever we need to top up the fish tank with the fish, we can use that rainwater to do so. So we're operating quite self-sufficient and sustainable. And these are healthy produce, meaning that we do not use any farmer insecticide in here, because it's very dangerous, right? Because you don't want the fish to be infected or affected by whatever things you use inside here, right? So these tomatoes we have been harvesting from late December, and they are still in full swing. Some of the fruits are a bit small because we've been harvesting them for a while, right? Almost 5 months now. So, but you still see some good size one in here, and this is all naturally grown. So you can just imagine the potential that this thing has. So one of these gravel beds is about 144 square feet of growing space, right? So you do have sufficient growing space for your plants. So if you should plant like lettuce inside this, maybe you could plant like about this bed alone can hold over 300 plants, and we have 10 of them. Right? Earlier on, we just planted some
tomatoes,
some salad tomatoes.
What variety?
Right? I think those are Tyrannus. So yeah, this thing has a lot of potential. I don't know, you can grow different types of crop in here, because if you look, we have soil here, we have soil growing inside there. We have scallion, we have Scotch bonnet pepper, and so forth. So a lot of things can be grown here. So that's the beauty of this. And as I said before, it's very sustainable. It's environmentally friendly because we do not there's no waste to be discharged in the environment. Meaning that we don't use any toxic chemical which could cause runoff in any streams or anything like that. As you know, in conjunction with conventional farming. So we do not pollute the environment in any way possible. And with a system like this, we can basically use 90% less water, because these plants are always submerged in water, right? So basically, the plant will only take whatever it needs from the gravel bed, because it's always suspended in water, or it's submerged in water. Sorry. So basically, with conventional farming, on the other hand, and conversely with conventional farming, you plant your crop in the field. You're gonna irrigate it, right? So basically, in order for that plant to take up that water, the air around the root zone will have to be at a certain level of saturation first before that plant are able to remove that moisture from the plant, from the soil, sorry, right? So, but with this system though, this is not the case, because these roots are always in water, so the plant can actually take whatever it needs. So it will basically save more on water, because in the soil, when you water your crop, not only the crops are being watered, but also the soil takes some amount of it. Right? So we use 90% less water here. Yeah. So as I was saying to you, this was what I was doing earlier. So just gonna plant some lettuce. But the best thing about these lettuce is that when you plant them within 3 weeks, you can harvest these lettuce. That's how fast they grow inside this system. I'm just gonna put some here. As you can see, I just remove the gravel just a little bit, and there's water. So I'm just gonna gently place it here, and then I put the gravel around it. So for persons who might have challenge in working in the soil, this is the thing for you. Don't have to get your hand dirty. It's all clean and everything. So it's like a stoosh method of farming, first thing. It's very easy, very simple. Because you have to remember now that the concept of agriculture has changed over a period of time, right? So basically, newer ways of farming are being explored, and this is one of them, right? So you can just have an understanding as to how the landscape has been changed.
So what is the distance?
So normally I just kind of put these little bit over feet apart, because I just want them to spread a bit so you can get more leaf, more than clustering them, more than putting them too close. So I just give them quite adequate space so that they can spread.
What variety of lettuce is this?
So these are Kaiser variety. Very
Kaiser?
nice. Yeah, they're very nice. Juicy, crispy, yeah, really good. So we have two systems. So this is the aquaponics, and down there, another unit, we have the hydroponics. So I can just show you a little bit about the hydroponics. So this is what we do, and then we just plant them right out. So for the hydroponics now, so this is where we keep our seedlings. So these are the seedlings that we're going to plant up very shortly, maybe tomorrow or so. But before we had some pak choys, and we basically harvesting them out. So this is our setup. It's a vertical setup, so we can maximize and space.
So you're saying that these are the same lettuce that you were planting at the top units?
Yeah. So just take one of these out and show you. So this is what they look like. So this lettuce is about 4 weeks old. And look at it. It's all folded up like a cabbage. Really nice. So I tell you, these lettuce are really good. Kaiser variety. Very good. Look at the root mat. Look at the roots. Very good. So this is what we do here at Aquaponics. So this is hydroponics. So basically we do not use fish waste to grow these. We use water soluble fertilizer. Right? So we mix different fertilizer and grow these. So and one of these here can hold about 258 plants. Just one of these. So one of this can grow about 258 plants. So within this space alone, you can grow a lot of plants. And look at how amazing this thing is. Right here. So these beds, they have just some minor cracks, so we're gonna repair them. But if you look right here, you look at this plant. This is a callaloo plant, and there's no water. It's not growing in any water. It's just a gravel only. No water. Just a little bit of moisture is inside here. And look at it. So imagine if water was inside of it. So it just goes to show you the potential that this thing has. It's very good. So guys, this is the future of agriculture, and as I said earlier, the concept of agriculture has changed because persons are doing this type of thing indoor, meaning that sometimes you see some building and you might be thinking it's a hotel or so. It's not. They are growing plants inside there. Right? But if you can, and this greenhouse is not expensive because it's just some pipes that was used earlier. We basically use to create all of this. So it's not an expensive thing as some other persons who do this type of thing would actually give you a costing like 7 million. So it's not so expensive. So I mean, you can utilize anything around your home. You could use for these uprights, for these columns right here. You could you could use 2x4 instead of metal. So you can explore a lot of things. But with these, it does require some amount of knowledge, or a vast amount of knowledge in chemistry, because it's highly chemistry based. All of this, whether hydroponics or aquaponics, have some amount of chemistry. So it's not just getting up and doing this, because it's not that simple. It's not that simple to get the desired result. Okay, so I mean, it's a bit more complicated than you think. All right, so that's it for today, guys, and thank you for passing by and so forth. So we do have some fish at the front. As you can see, we harvested a lot of them, a lot of the pork chops. So these are just the remaining few. So these are some tilapias. So you can see the waste right here in the corner right here. So this is the waste, or the poop that you might call it. So this is what's gonna break down and convert to ammonia. So these fish are, when we got them, so these fish, when we purchase them, they're all male population, but because they use a hormone to sex reverse them, but that hormone is only like probably 97% accurate. So sometimes we might account for some that are some females that may not have received the hormone, so they can reproduce. So if we find that if that's the case, then we basically remove them from the system, because if they stay there, then somehow they will actually crossbreed with each other, and as a result they can have some genetic defects, maybe like poor growth rate and so forth, and we will be only wasting feed on them. So that's why we just try to maintain all male population, because with the male they grow much faster and they produce more waste. You can see